Alright, we're back with more L5R World Cup action. We have Germany versus Netherlands. We have Germany's Crab, Amoro versus Netherlands Scorpion, Bruhja. Not Bruhja. Bruhja. I don't know how to pronounce that name. It's definitely not Bruhja, though. Alright, we have another Kyuden Bayushi deck. So this seems to be continuing the trend of Scorpion players we've seen who don't want to sacrifice their restricted card for their stronghold. We'll see if this time it works out better. Traditionally speaking, um, having City of the Open Hand is better against Crab, and has always been very strong against Crab. So we'll take a quick look at what this Crab deck is trying to do and see if that will be the case. Playing Kyuden, as I believe only one deck is playing Shiranoshiyama. This looks like it's very similar to things that other Crabs have been doing, with 11 holdings. So maybe a little bit heavier on the holding side. I know Jared Mosey was only playing 7, and I've seen some of the Spanish players playing around that number, like 8 or 9. This one has 11, but other than that, it's very similar. Using Berserkers with Butcher of the Fallen, pretty absurd card. And then you just got the big attachments again. You've got Watch Commander, Tetsubo, 2 Assassinations, 3 Way of the Crabs. Not very good in this matchup. Rebuild, Fight On, Defend Your Honor. Only 2 court games that could be important in this matchup, and then only two copies of Elegant Tessin. I would definitely have gone for the full 3. On the Scorpion side, we have Kyuden Seeker of Air with Phoenix Splash. Interesting. For just 3 display of power. We have Acclaimed Geisha House, and looks like we have some other newer characters. We do have 3 copies of Cloud the Mind in this deck, so we'll see a lot of Shigenja. Restricted card is Edict, which is not surprising for Kyuden, and we have 8 conflict characters. And so Hidamaro buys 2 Gallon Quartermasters and a Guardian with 2 face-up holdings, and there's 2 face-up Vanguard Warriors versus just a 1 Fated Mystic. We see a political water attack get brought in, and we see a defense by the Gallon Quartermaster. No Keeper initiates, but if Hidamaro does win this, he will get a Fate. So he just goes ahead and blocks with both of his non-fated characters, making winning this conflict very awkward for Bruhja. Because if Bruhja spends cards to win this conflict, it doesn't do anything because the ring is kind of moot. And if Bruhja doesn't spend any cards to win this conflict, then the Hinamaro will get a extra fate for basically for free. And that's what we see. We're going to see Keeper a Water trigger. We see a disguise on the Mystic, which got voided, dishonoring the Guardian, which got stood by a Tessin, going back to the City of the Rich Frog, this time for Earthring, the super important ring. So this is the conflict you actually do want to win, but we see that Bruhja is down to 6 cards in hand already. So gonna be in trouble here. We see fight on already a Gallant Quartermaster, but that doesn't win you the conflict, so you shouldn't care if you're Bruhja. It's 3-3 now. It's a heavy use of a card, like a card and a fate there. We see a double bonsai versus. Oh, the Guardian activation. That's what it was. That's why you played fight on there. So use the Guardian activation. Now Hidomaro. Oh, we see calling favors after a Sadako got played, and then with plus stats, then we see a bonsai still not breaking. See a tattooed wanderer at home. Kind of awkward because you're gonna lose the. Oh, I guess you just don't want to discard it. Discards Ornate Fan. Now we can probably break this up holding authority. I would probably go air, break up holding authority. Oh wait, Kyunbaishi is gonna stand Sadaka. Never mind. We see a really awkward moment here where Hito Amaro has found a new province, and it happens to be Shameful Display, and Bruja does not want to activate it because you don't want your Sadako to become neutral. That's pretty funny, actually. Interesting. So Bruhja did activate Shameful Display that to then lose the conflict, and then now has a neutral Sadako instead of having a Dishonor one for your Kinbayashi and the stat buff. That doesn't seem good. Hey, what's up, Jasper? What got played for him to win fire? Oh, a fine katana. I see. Thanks, Dark Black. Yeah, yeah. So the katana gets played, and then Bruhja uses, or sorry, Amoro uses the firing to neutral Sadako. We use an Iron Mine to keep the Wanderer around. We're gonna. I would have kept both Vanguard Warriors and just bought both Vanguard Warriors and keep both my characters going. Okay, so if you're gonna pitch one Vanguard Warrior, you need to pitch both because otherwise City of the Rich Frog doesn't refill. And if your goal is to refill City of the Rich Frog, you should discard both. And if it's not, then you should just keep them both. We see Kid and Hida get activated, discards two holdings in Hida Kasada. We buy Hida Kasada 2. We see a cloud come onto Hida Kasada after a Associate Losers gets bought. Both players bid low. So Hidamura's down to 4 from this Kuni Lab, but should be able to brute force an air ring with the force that he has out. Although Bruhja is playing Display of Power. We see Kasada go into Shameful, which is very interesting. We will need something to burn. Oh no, no, he's clouded. We don't need to burn the Kasada activation. breaks Shameful with a Watch Commander, and just takes his 2 honor. So kind of awkward here to do water, which is kind of what you want. You could do Earth here, and then use Sadako on defense. I'd probably do Earth. Yep, Paul Earth seems good. Forces a double block, and double block plus Guardian activation puts Crab to 4. And we see Kyudenbaishi stands after Crab has no characters to declare conflict. We see another fight on though, and this fight on will end this conflict. So two fight ons used, and we're gonna see. So it's really interesting. Bruhja used Shameful Display to dishonor Sadako to use Kyudenbaishi. However, they didn't win the conflict still, which is kind of awkward. We see Kyuden get activated again. We have double Funeral Pyre, Vanguard Warrior, and Shurusuki. There's a Butcher there also. So we could see Butcher get bought, and Butcher basically just means that Scorpion can never block. And Butcher will break a province every turn. Yeah, so Scorpion, we need printed military skill of 5. Oh, sorry, X or less. So 6. You need a military skill of 6 printed to be able to declare as a defender against Butcher. That is just insane. I mean, Crab is on let go, so the clouds are, these clouds' days are numbered, and that's what we see. We see Butcher get bought. So Scorpion needs printed skill of 6 to be able to declare any defenders. And hint: Scorpion doesn't have any character with a printed military skill higher than 5. Yeah, and it has rally. This card is so dumb. It's also 4 for 6, which is which is like above rate too. Like it's not even like like low stat, right? It's above rate. So six, or I guess it's above rate because it's all in one stat. Normally for 4 cost characters, 6 total stats is rate, but this being all in one stat is above rate. Indeed, what a cool guy. All right, so Scorpion's gonna come in here trying to win. I don't know what ring, probably Void. Presumably, you go Void here, grab your Fate, deny Void, deny your board being voided. Yep, that's what we see. So we have Paul Void coming in. Kasana probably blocks, and maybe with the Guardian. Yeah, and then we'll just see a Guardian activation. You expend no cards, and then you can use Butcher to go Water. No Keeper Initiate, still unlucky. There's the Guardian activation for +4/+4, and then we can how presumably Crab is playing 3 copies of Common Cause or 2 copies of Common Cause. Is another way to stand. Yeah, 3 copies Common Cause. So we could see a Common Cause to San Casada, but we're gonna do Water here, then Defend, and then Common Cause with the Guardian. The 2 provinces here are gonna be air. And we did see Scorpion up their bid here to try and claw back into the game. It was a 2 to 5. We do hit Secret Cache. This should elicit a display of power from Scorpion with between drawing the cards and cache here. Should find a display of power. See, wave the Scorpion onto Butcher. Is he playing I Can Swim? That's the real question. Funeral Pyrosex, the Guardian. We're just gonna see an I Can Swim here? Yep, there's 1 copy in the deck. So this would be a huge deal if he has it. Not having rebuild or not being able to rebuild a Iron Mine here is gonna be big. Yep, and there's the I Can Swim. With a abrupt disconnect afterwards. But not much that Hinamaru can do. I mean, he just lost 6 fate for 2 fate and 2 cards. It's like obviously a bad trade, but it's not as bad as it could be. Yeah. They definitely gonna want to invest in the swimming package when you enroll into Berserker School. Definitely gonna want to add those swimming lessons on as the added package. So Bruhja will get to break City of the Rich Frog now, and I would do Earth. It's so awkward too, right? Because if Butcher had just attacked Upholding Authority, you don't even risk. Like if he didn't have the Atkins swim there and he got out of Secret Cache, how tilting is that? Goes for air. Interesting. I would not have gone air. I would have gone earth. Earth is just better than air in this situation, even if you're trying to dishonor. The earth ring represents 2 cards. Air ring represents only 1 card. Because like you just drop your bid then, and the airing stealing doesn't matter because if your honor gain doesn't matter if you're just trying to dishonor your opponent. Whereas Earth puts them to 6 here, but then puts you up a card and them down a card. Basically, my stance is always attack Earth. Yeah, exactly. Adorai. Being at 7, it's easier to then go to 6 for your ally artist. Okay, so uses the court mask as like a favor grab to stand the Yogo outcast. Does he have censure? Let's find out. No, there's no copies of censure. I don't know how I like paying a fate and a dishonored status a token for a favor. Vice Proprietor is really nice here against Kasada. Mystic is actually super good to kill this Watch Commander. We have no saves flipped for Hida Amaro. And Actress can get a Vanguard Warrior. Actress can get Vanguard Warrior or Hida Guardian for +2/+2. Or Shujusuki for some more. Or is there no Shujusuki in here? It's just this one here. You get Vanguard Warrior, you get Student of Anatomies for a blank. You can get Guardian for +2/+2. Presumably, you don't take a Gallant because you have no ways to sack. Let's find out, Jasper. Let's see. There's 1 Butcher, 2 Butchers, 3 Butchers. No more Butchers. Buys Vice Proprietor with 1. I'm probably buying this Mystic and this Actress. Like, I want to kill this Watch Commander so I can play cards into the Hida Kasada conflicts. Bruhja says doesn't care about Watch Commander. Famous last words for sure. I'm minting 1 if I'm Crab here. I mean, it's not like the Alibi Artist is heavily faded, so trying to get to use Alibi Artist once is like very low EV. Like if the Alibi Artist still had fade on it, then you can play around it, but it's just gonna be for 1 turn. I mean, if you Actress the Vanguard Warrior, that's another one. That's another turn, but like I still want to buy this Mystic. Like there are other attachments Crab could play that I would want to kill, and then the worst case scenario is I kill a Watch Commander. No, bidding 1 for Crab was correct. Absolutely correct. You have 2 Shrudisukis. And you have a face-up Watch Commander. Like, I mean, if your opponent actually doesn't respect... So? Who cares if I turn on Alibi Artist? You act like there's not a lot of ways to turn on Alibi Artist. You also have no idea what your opponent is going to bid. If your opponent just bids 1 also, and you bid something higher, you then push yourself lower on honor for no reason. Like, if you bid 3 and they bid 1, you go down to 3 honor. The only way you lose this game as Crab is by being dishonored. Your board is better. Your characters are better. Like, just play to your win. Play to your win condition. So we give Scorpion another fate and a new card. But the province row is see, this is where it comes on turn 1 where he broke Shameful. Or I mean the turn that he broke Shameful, he could have broke Upholding Authority. I feel like people just don't take the break of an Upholding Authority when they're at like 4 honor or whatever, or 4 cards in hand. Like early in the game he just had so few cards in his hand, he should have just broken it. So we see a blackmail to steal the Caillou Envoy. I actually didn't even realize. I forgot this card existed. This is a core set card. If you are less honorable than your opponent, choose a character with printed cost 2 or lower, and you steal it till the end of the conflict. So it was gonna be blackmail vice proprietor, and then we see a defend your honor. Holy crap! Yeah, and then if he has Miyako, he can disguised over it. Does have 2 copies of Miyako, so there's one more. Jesus, that would be such a like galaxy brain play for that to happen. The real question is, do you fight over this if you're a Scorpion? Or do you save your cancels for a potential rebuild? See, fertile fields get used. We saw the watch commander trigger. So we have acclaimed Geisha House, dishonoring vice proprietor to switch the void ring. Oh, switch the contested ring with the void ring. So we're gonna get a break, and then get the vice proprietor voided. I'm confused. Huh. Why not just swap out the water ring and then get one of your guys bowed? Because you have the actress? I don't know, like, can't play any cards here, and you're getting low on honor against the Watch Commander. I would have just sent the actress here. Only actress, Paul. Used Alibi Artist to block Paul to send Yogo Outcast to initiate your mill. Attacking with actress and artist doesn't work because then you don't. I guess you can use Kyuden. I keep forgetting that you can use that stronghold too. So yeah, sure, you could do double attack here, or if you want to do double defense, you can only do a single attack. Hits Shameful Display, super awkward. Probably just see a double defense here. Go dig for common cause or some conflict characters, a rebuild maybe. Could just block with the one Yusuke, but it's awkward. I'm probably just digging for the third fight on here by double blocking. We see a second watch commander onto the Shudusuki. So if you're gonna block like this and do this play here, I want to block with the two Fate Shudusuki because makes my watch commander last an extra turn. Pretty standard play. If this is the line you're choosing, you should block with your two Fate Yusuki. We see a fan. I believe there's one fan left, so a second fan could put Crab ahead. From the shadows to put Sadako into the conflict. I think you don't care if you're Crab here. Like you just take your loss on the conflict. They lose an honor from Watch Commander. They're gonna lose an honor from Sadako leaving. Like this just nets you the break. Your honor is net neutral on this because you lost one to Watch Commander and you put a dishonored token into play. And then Crab can go fire if they want. At upholding authority. Paul at upholding authority, not breaking, and you threaten the ring. Oh, Hidamaro plays assassination on Sadako. Holy crap. Is this going to elicit an edict? I'm pretty sure that Bruhja has one. The problem is edicting into Watch Commander is so awkward. Yep, and there's the edict, which is worth 2 dishonor points. People are being really willy-nilly with their honor. There's 5 dishonor tokens on Bruhja's side. So we do see the break after all this, but at what cost, right? Like, what did it cost? Everything? So we should see Paul fire at upholding authority to take the honor gain off the table. Yep, that's what we see. Paul fire. I guess you could get displayed here. Presumably has a conflict character. Oh no, he has the Vanguard Warrior. Okay. But this doesn't help you? Then the Vanguard Warrior becomes dishonored? And that's just like an X. You just gave them a body to dishonor? Yeah, this line of defense doesn't work. There's a Watch Commander, the 3rd Watch Commander also. Yeah, it's looking like dead to me. Pretty sure Scorpion is dead here. Definitely played a little too fast and loose with their honor. Okay, sacrifices Vanguard Warrior to place a Fate. If he then plays Display of Power, he'll just die to Watch Commander. I I'm not sure what we're rating on here. Do I need to refresh maybe? Well, we're losing time on Hito Amaro's side, so I'm a little bit confused here. Okay, so there's the display. There's the Watch Commander trigger. There's the Upholding Authority trigger. But probably just dead here. Really confused on how you're gonna get out of this. Revels doesn't bow anything. Rebuilds Iron Mine. Alright, and that's going to be the game? Alright. And that'll be the game. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Thanks for chatting, and we'll see you for the next one.